Welcome to China Horse Business, the one and only podcast focusing on the booming horse market in China. Bringing to you by two experts of Chinese equine industry, Zoe King and Jojo Wang, from Shanghai and Hong Kong, introducing China to the world.
Hi Zoe, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I try to follow the Olympics as much as I can. Luckily, we have only 1 hour time difference from Japan, so I don't need to stay late for the games.
Well, let's come back to our China news. We are going to dive into the most updated 3 years plan for China Horse Owner Alliance. But Zoe, can you explain to our audience what is China Horse Owner Alliance?
Yes, the alliance is initiated in 2016 by several leading racing horse owners such as Wang Weidong, Wang Junning, Zhang Yuesheng. Wang Weidong was elected as the first president of the alliance. 3 years later, in 2019, Zhang Yuesheng was elected as the president and imposed ever since. The alliance aims to reunion Chinese racing horse owners to set up the rules and to organize the races alongside Chinese Equestrian Association in terms of anti-doping and China Horse Industry Association in terms of stud book registration and breeding. But the ultimate goal is to be an independent alliance to organize their own races.
And they did. I remember the alliance planned the first race day in Wang Junling stable, but unfortunately the racetrack was not meeting the standard, and the alliance moved the race to the real racecourse. And now the alliance races for 2 seasons every year, 1 season in Yulong and 1 season in Wuhan Racecourse. Recently, the alliance has announced a 3 years development plan. The most important highlight is the 60 million RMB prize money. The prize money will distribute in the next 3 years, 10 million RMB in 2022, 20 million RMB in 2023, and 30 million RMB in 2024. The prize money will go to the local thoroughbred races, aiming to support and increase the local thoroughbred breeding industry. However, the alliance also realized the importance of setting up the rules and control measurement for the breeding and stud book restoration to ensure the integrity of the races.
Yes, we all know the prize money is the driving factor for horse owners. Some foreign players, especially auction houses, have tried to contribute to the prize money pool, such as Magic Millions, Ingress, Arcana. But it is Magic Millions who is the most determined to support races in China in this way. They just announced they will continue to put 2 million RMB on the table for races in Yulong dedicated to horses bought from Magic Millions.
So yeah, I remember you interviewed David Chester from Magic Million in the very first episode of your podcast. He shared the strategy and vision for horse racing in China. I must say they are very visionary and bold to invest in China from the early stage.
Yes, I agree. I think it's a good success story of doing business in China. And following up, we want to introduce the Yulong Racecourse in today's China Club session, since we have already introduced the Wuhan Racecourse in episode 14 of China Horse Business Season 1. In the same episode, I interviewed an Australian trainer, Rio Severino. He talked about the racing days there and his daily life, especially during the pandemic and lockdown of Wuhan. Very precious and historical record. Guys, you can go back to the episode 14 to listen to it.
So basically, the China Horse Owner Alliance starts in Yulong in spring and finishes in autumn, then continue in Wuhan for a warmer winter season. Yulong Racecourse located in Youyue, which is a tiny town in Shanxi province. It isn't easy to get there, and the quickest way is to fly to Hohhot in Inner Mongolia, then drive 2 to 3 hours to Yulong. However, the conveniency makes it difficult to attract public audience on race day. Therefore, Yulong is more of a B2B professional platform in my view.
I agree. As to the facilities, Yulong is a huge complex, including standard racetrack, stables, VIPs, and public audience spaces, and an auction center. Yulong got support from the local government and can get all necessary land they want.
I wonder how did Yulong get all the support from the local government in horse racing?
I think they assemble at least 3 elements. Firstly, Zhang Yuesheng, the owner, has a solid investment capability and all in this project. Mr. Zhang built his wealth in mining business in Shanxi. When Chinese government forced the mining companies to transfer to a greener business, Mr. Zhang chose horse racing and built his empire in less than 10 years. Secondly, the huge racecourse offers many new job opportunities for local people. For example, Yulong formed a strategic partnership with the local business school to train professionals in horse racing. Many graduates get directly their first job in Yulong. Finally, this project helps the local government to promote the cities and attract investments from China and overseas. The regular races bring horse owners, investors, and foreigners to Youyu, which is not supposed to be on your travel list when you come to China.
This makes a lot of sense to me. Yulong is always aiming for a bigger game. For example, they just officially announced to invest with the local government in expanding the Yulong Racecourse into the horse theme park, which they expected to attract over 2 million visitors and reach 1 billion renminbi turnover every year.
Nothing is big enough for Yulong, but let's narrow down our focus on a young girl named LIANG Yini for today's China story.
Alright, let's see how she answered to our 7 small questions.
Your name and profession?
Her name is LIANG Yini. She is a 17-year-old professional rider from Qingdao.
When and how you got involved in the industry?
Yini said she visited an equestrian club with her mother at the age of 6. Her mother aims to find a weekend activity for her. But gradually she fell in love with the sport and decided to make it a professional.
Next question. Why horse is special for you?
The horse is like a close friend to her. They share good and bad moments, and they understand each other. Yini feels very relaxing being around horses.
What's your most memorable horsey moment?
Yini said there are many, but the most unforgettable moment for Yini is when she won the FBI Jumping National Cup Youth in 2017. With riders from 7 countries participated in the competitions, Yini was the champion for both individual and team competitions. When she saw the China flag rising in the arena, she said it was just unspeakable pride and an exciting moment for her. Of course, the owner also went to her horse. Her horse gave everything she could in the game, and she is very thankful for that.
Who is your idol?
Yini said her idol is Liu Tongyan. He is a well-known Chinese professional rider and trainer. He knows what it takes to bring a horse to its best performance, and she admires the horsemanship in training.
What's your must-have item in stable?
She also recommended the rubber curry comb as our vet Jody in episode 3. She applies a massage every day for her horse, and they loves it.
For the final question, what's your goal in the next 5 years?
Yini is planning to study abroad where she pursue her training and compete professionally. It is important for her to learn overseas and to immerse herself in the equestrian environment. It helps to improve her riding skill and prepare her for a higher podium.
Well, as the Olympic medal, faster, higher, stronger.
And now together.
Yes, guys, listen to our podcast together with your friends and colleagues. Please feel free to rate our programs and leave comments on Apple Podcasts. It will help us to be heard by more people and encourage us to do this podcast.
Thank you, guys. We will see you next Monday on China Horse Business.
This podcast is co-hosted by Zoe King and Jojo Wang, powered by Wonder Horse, a business solution provider focusing on Chinese equine market and a bespoke equine community in China.
In addition to this weekly podcast, we launch a monthly webinar called China Horse Business Live. The objective is to connect international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers. 4 to 5 speakers will introduce their activity, products, surveys, and any other topics related to the equine industry within 10 minutes in English. This webinar is open to all Chinese audience, especially targeting equestrian clubs owner, professionals, rider, officials, and suppliers.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to introduce your brand, products, and services to real Chinese audience and interact with them. You may find your partner, distributor, or clients in these webinars.
If you are interested in making a speech in the webinar, please subscribe to our annual package, Business Pass, which will allow you to speak once per semester in the webinar, along with many other premium benefits.
A lower-cost annual package, Connect Plus, is also available with some useful benefits. Please check them out on our website, www.wonder-horse.com/podcast, and in the show note of this podcast.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can subscribe it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any podcast channel by searching the name of our program, China Horse Business.
We are also looking forward to meeting you in China Horse Business Live, a monthly webinar connecting international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers.
Please feel free to leave us a comment and recommend our program to your friends and colleagues.
Spare the world and stay tuned.